business and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more mans. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl shot.
This is Speedy Willie, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day and dance all night. I gotta get ready for the Sunday fight. Now I'm as smooth as a chocolate swirl. I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl shuffle will set you free.
I'm Samurai Mike, I stop 'em cold. Part of the defense, big and bold. I've been jamming for quite a while, doing what's right and setting the style. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody messing in my neighborhood. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm the punky QB known as McMahon. When I hit the turf, I've got no plan. I just throw my body all over the field. I can't dance, but I can throw the pill. I motivate the cats, I like to tease. I play so cool, I aim to please. That's why you all got here on the double, to catch me doing the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm mama's boy, Otis, wanna be kind. The ladies all looking for my body and my mind. I'm slick on the floor as I can be, but ain't no sucker gonna get past me. Some guys are jealous of my style and class. That's why some end up on that. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I'm just getting down to the Super Bowl shuffle.
They say Jimbo is our man. If Jimmy can't do it, I sure can. This is Steve, and it's no wonder. I run like lightning, pass like thunder. So bring on Atlanta, bring on Dallas. This is for Mike and Papa Bear Hallis. But I'm not here to feathers ruffle. I just came here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
I'm L.A. Mike and I play it cool. They don't sneak by me cause I'm no fool. I fly on the field and get on down. Everybody knows I don't mess around. I can break 'em, shake 'em any time of day. I like to steal it and make 'em pay. So please don't try to beat my hustle, cause I'm just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
The sack man's coming, I'm your man Dent. Is a quarterback slow, he's gonna get bent. We stop the run, we stop the pass. I like to jump guys on there. We love to play for the world best fan. You better start making the Super Bowl plan. But don't get ready or go through any trouble unless you practice the Super Bowl shuffle.
It's Gary here, and I'm Mr. Clean. They call me Hitman, don't know what they mean. They throw it long and watch me run. I'm on my man, one-on-one. But these guys cover it down to the bone. That's why they call us the 46 zone. Come on, everybody, let's scream and yell. We're gonna do the shuffle, then ring your bell.
You're looking at the fridge, I'm the rookie. I may be large, but I'm no dumb cookie. You see me hit, you see me run. When I kick and pass, we'll have more fun. I can dance, you will see. The others, they all learn from me. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl shuffle.
Shit, I'm the best thing on here. Shit, I am the shit.
I'm not catching fades anymore. Gotta keep my hands clean when they come for the ball. Keep it smooth like a dawn, making moves in the dark. Cause I learned how to swim in the pool full of sharks. Now they coaches, cause they can't read all his motions. How the kid never switch codes, but he codes with focus. Staring down your team with a frozen, ice cold look that can end the summer solstice. Cause I'm more like the top dog. Keep on running game and the gang will accost y'all. I be calling plays from a plane while I'm off court. But we ain't the same, you a lame, I'm a mob star. Actually, I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five, I'm the kingpin. They know I'm a dog and a beast, man. Yeah, I keep the peace with a peace, man. I ain't got no time for a peace, man. Why would I respond to a pawn? I'm the... Hold up. If I let my dogs off the leash, then you might want to get out of Dodge while it is. Honestly, they can smell the blood and the beef, and they don't leave anything behind at the end. I can see you soft, never thought about retreating. If you never have, then they'll give you a reason. Better watch your tone, lose your bass when you speaking. Underneath the mask is the wrath of a beast. When you learn how to smile in their face, then go cutthroat. Then they wanna call you a con when the blood cold. I remember starving while y'all had a truckload. Now I'm with the mob with the call and the gusto. I'm a top dog on a stat sheet. Off court, but I call plays for the athletes. Laughing when the cop cars try to catch me. Cause I rolled off in a taxi. Put my feet up, I'm relaxing. Singing Figaro with no accent. While I pour strings from the streets in. Do it all with a straight face, I'm the kingpin. Top dog, top flow, boss mode, I'm the kingpin. Showstopper, top dog, God five, I'm the kingpin.
Guys, y'all see that? Y'all see that thumbnail, right?
Yeah.
I just want to let they make sure they see that thumbnail. This is NFL time, Taylor. Guys, I just want to welcome everybody into the basement and round table, man. I just want to welcome everybody in. Thanks for being here, guys. And if you had the opportunity, man, make sure you like and subscribe to the channels, both of them. I will make sure we have both of the channels in a link so you can subscribe to it. And if you haven't done it by now, what you waiting on? Court order? Shame on you. Taylor, this is my guy, Taylor, man. We decided to link up, man. We hooked up, and he reached out to me, man. And ever since then, we just been trying to put out great content. And we talk about football because that's what we love. That's what we love. So I'm going to give my man Taylor the floor and let him explain a little bit about his background. Go ahead, Taylor, before we bring the other
that's right. Thank you for having me on tonight. I've running in some of the same circles Hink does right on YouTube. And obviously he has great content. I've been watching his stuff off and on for the last year or so, and thought, man, he's got some good sports takes. I don't agree with all of them, but some good sports takes. Now I have a Chiefs Studios YouTube channel, which covers the Chiefs, but also NFL as a whole. And if you can look over my right shoulder, I have a pretty popular, it'd be my right shoulder on the screen. Pretty popular technology YouTube channel. Got over 100,000 subscribers. So I'm just trying to create channels and content about stuff that I love, right? So if you do something you love, it's easy. So I got tech and I got football, two things that I love outside of my family, and tried linking up last season with another creator. Didn't work out too well, but I'm really happy to team up with Hink here. Created the eSIM Studios podcast network. So we're not only going to have video content here for everybody, but we're also going to have the audio form. So you can find Hink's channel audio on Apple Podcasts, on any podcast platform. Just simply look up NFL Roundtable and it'll be there.
For sure. But without any further ado, I definitely want to make sure I go and bring the guests up, man, because we're here to talk about football. We're here to talk about what God loves and what we all love and what we're a big fan of. Now, we not on agree. I'm going to tell y'all that now, guys. We're not going to agree on our team and our team choices, and that's okay. We're not going to hold it against each other. Well, let me take that back. If I got some damn Detroit, Green Bay Packers, and Minnesota fans on here, yeah, well, it's going to be a problem. I ain't going to agree with shit they say, even though they might be right. I'm going to fight them just because I can't stand Green Bay.
I tell you what, Hink, you're not going to like my my MVP selection this year. I'll just tell you that.
So what Taylor's talking about, I put together some questions, and we're going to have some questions for these guys, and we're going to talk about it. And Taylor's already got the hold to the question, so he already knows what some of the questions are. But with that being said, he sounds like he's about to disappoint me. That's okay. I'm not going to hold it against him. He's human, and he makes mistakes, and that's okay. We're okay with that. But let me go and bring these guys up. First up the bat, man, this guy, he's an old head. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. He's a Boston Celtic fan. He's all over the map. I don't understand it. But those are his teams. And we just going to ride with it. Welcome, my brother, Mr. Bennett. What's going on tonight, Mr. Bennett?
Doing well. Cheap Studios, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Thank you. You too.
Right on. Let's keep it going. My man, I met this guy. He interviewed me. I don't know why he wanted to interview me because I don't find myself that interesting. But I guess he did, and he decided to do an interview. But he's a Broncos fan. So I don't know how, Taylor, I don't know how you're going to feel about that, but we will see tonight. Let's go. My man, Jay. What's going on, Jay? How you doing tonight, brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Broncos country, let's ride, man.
Damn. I don't know about that, but okay. You got to ride with your team.
Ride them Broncos, yeah.
Yes, sir. Let's keep it going. For some reason, all these guys are AFC fans, man. Damn. What's going on in the AFC? Maybe because they winning. I can't say that right now. Y'all winning over. Y'all running things right now as far as the playoffs and Super Bowl. But with that being said, let me go on and invite the next guy up here, man. He's a Baltimore Ravens fan, raised and resides in the city of Baltimore, the city that he loves and the city he roots and cheers for. For some reason, he thinks Lamar Jackson is the greatest quarterback that ever played the game, along with Jim Harbaugh. Without any further ado, my man, King Smith.
What up? Hey, man, glad to be here. Hey, look, I got one thing to add, though. I know somebody else is coming up is a Baltimore Ravens fan. I used to be an Atlanta Falcons fan until that 2017 debacle that they lost in the Super Bowl to the Patriots. I renounced my Falcondom fandom immedately, and since I'm living here in Maryland, it was between the Commanders.
No loyalty.
So
I could
you have one bad night and you run away. That's no loyalty.
I'm not gonna lie.
I could do it. Lifelong Falcons fan, but that night on the clutch of grasping that one to have it slip away, I was done.
Hey, is that what we're doing now?
Yes, sir.
You might have been too vulnerable tonight.
But
without any further we got another one of them old Dirty Bird fans, these Raven fans. Well, they just coming out the woodwork. I don't know what's going on. There's something in the water, something in the air tonight, because they all chose. Now, a friend of Jay's is a friend of mine. His name is Zeus. Right on, Zeus, brother Zeus. How you doing tonight? You good?
What's up, man? Hey, shout out to all the Ravens fans in here, man. We taking over. We do what we do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
We are not going to hold it against you. It's just part of the mistakes you made as a human. We're going to accept that, man. We're going to show you love and kindness regardless, despite of your sorry team. Because when you hear about my take on Lamar Jackson, you might not like it. So, for those who know, I am a Chicago Bears fan. My man Taylor, like he told y'all, he's a Chiefs fan, and we got Mr. Bennett, a Pittsburgh fan, 2 Baltimore fans, and 1 Denver fan. Now, there's another guy supposed to be here, but he is probably going to come in a little later. That's okay. But let's get to it. Guys, the NFL season starts on Thursday. First game on Thursday is the defending Super Bowl champs going against this opponent they played in the AFC Championship game, the Baltimore Ravens. Let me ask this first question. Is Kansas City going to three-peat? Go ahead. Taylor, I'm going to ask you last because you're going to be biased as hell. So let's go with that big rival. Jay, what do you think, brother?
As much as I want to say no, I think it's going to happen. I just don't see anybody stopping them right now. I mean, they did great in the draft. They stirred up the defense. And as long as number 15 is that quarterback, I just can't see nobody stopping them right now. It's sad to say because I'm a Broncos fan, but I can't see nobody stopping them right now. The only team I can see even putting a dent in their chances is the Baltimore Ravens. That's it.
Damn.
That's it. I don't think anybody in the NFC can do it. I just think the Baltimore Ravens are the only team that can do it.
All right. Mr. Bennett, what you got, brother?
It's hard to bet against them. I tell you. I mean, it's like if Patrick Mahomes versus the field. Logic says to take the field. But again, he just has a way. And we saw last year, the last couple of years, the regular season, as long as they finish 10-6, they're even money against everybody. He seems to elevate his game with the same players. The guys who were dropping balls in the regular season, now they're starting to catch the balls in the postseason. The defense certainly shows up to play. They re-signed Jones. So again, they definitely short him out, and it's going to be very difficult to get past them. So I want to say, if healthy, I said the guy who played him the toughest over the last couple of years, Joe Burrow and the Bengals. But again, Joe Burrow's health is always going to be a question mark. But if he's there, he can play. It's like one play in the game that usually decides between those two. So he's been the one who's been able to go and play him head to head and beat him one time. So, but outside of that, it's going to be very difficult for me to choose them against the field. So I would say they have as good a chance as any team that I've seen since I've been watching football since 1978. It's going to be very difficult to find someone with that. If my 70 Steelers couldn't do it, or those Cowboy teams of the 90s couldn't do it, I can't see who's going to knock those guys off.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I can't argue that. But we're gonna go out to the next man, brother Zeus. What you got for us? What do you think? I mean, do you think the Chiefs are going to be the team to go three-peat first time and forever?
I'm gonna be real, brother.
No, it'd be the first in history that if they do that. And in the Super Bowl era, they would be the first.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. The Chiefs that won it last year, that was the worst Super Bowl team that Pat Mahomes played with. Think about what I just said. That was the worst Super Bowl team that Pat Mahomes has played with. If he can take that team to the Super Bowl, right? He's restructured his contract so that he can get some more guys in there. Obviously, the trade deadline happens in a couple of weeks. We'll see what happens. I really don't see anybody besides us putting a dent in their armor. I just don't see it. I don't think anybody in the NFC, it don't matter who come out the NFC for the Super Bowl. If the Kansas City Chiefs are there, they're going to win it. The best bet is for us to go ahead and knock them out. And if we can't do it, hey, Pat Mahomes will be three-peating, and he'll be in that GOAT conversation.
Jesus Christ. Lord help us. King, are you going to say
I can only name
I already know what Taylor
team in the AFC that can really give the Chiefs competition past the conference championship. And just like Zeus said, it really doesn't matter what the team is in the NFC that plays in the Super Bowl. If the Chiefs are there, they've got a chance. So I look at it to your question. They've got the easiest path coming out of the AFC. I think that the NFC is going to be a tighter field of teams because there's any one of 5 teams that I see making it. But the Chiefs coming out of the AFC, as long as they're there, they have a shot at a three-peat, man, for sure.
Look here, man. Y'all don't have to agree just because my partner. Y'all don't have to do this. Y'all don't. Let me be the first. Screw you, Taylor. I'm going to stand up. Somebody got to man up and fight this. This is crazy. I think the 49ers going to be the team to beat them. I don't believe it, but I'm praying for it.
He said, I'm praying for it.
Somebody different.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, man. Zeus, I echo what you just said because once you said it, I thought about it. The thing about it with that team last year, he had a lot of young receivers. Somehow, some way, he found a way to win. They had the drama of Kadarius Toney. Is it Tony or Taylor? Kadarius Toney.
Tony.
It's Tony.
Darius Toney.
He acted a fool, right? He, prior to Super Bowl, prior really to the first game in the playoffs, he acted a fool. He went on IG Live. He said what he said. He cursed out the organization. He cursed out Reed for faking his injury and all that. He cussed him out. I'm thinking, okay, that's going to be a distraction. Not only that, Mahomes' father got into a DUI, another distraction. Oh, they ain't no way. Mahomes is messed up. His father, the person he looked up to, he respects. He's not all the way right. There's no way he could go out there and win a Super Bowl. That Kadarius Toney is putting a split between the team. Oh, there's no way. Somehow, some way, my man, Patrick the homeboy, as my man Uncle Shannon calls him, finds a way to win.
But you have to give that defense a lot of credit for that. That defense last year was phenomenal towards the end of the season. The offense was, I would say C+, B- at best, but that defense was playing at an A+ type of ball. And when you got a defense playing at that high of a level, you can do anything. A good defense travels everywhere.
With that said, they lost a couple players on defense, but I'm not going to go into that. That's not for me to do. That's for my man Taylor. So Taylor, go on, make it a clean sweep. We all know what you're going to pick. Man.
Well, you might be surprised at my pick. I have the Green Bay Packers. No, I'm just kidding. I got the Chiefs. We'll get into it, I'm sure, later on. I
didn't make it because he said something about the goddamn Green Bay Packers, and when you say that, you get eliminated. Come on,
I told you you'd be surprised at my pick. No, it's incredible. They lose Willie Gay. They lose Snead. I think the Chiefs GM needs to get, obviously, Mahomes. That's all you have to say, honestly, is Mahomes. But I think the GM needs to get more credit in the media. He literally drafted every hole on the team, not every hole, but every major hole offensive line. They drafted Kelsey's backup, heir to Kelsey, in the tight end from TCU. They go and solidify the defense where the free agencies left the team. So I think the GM's doing a wonderful job restructuring contracts, making sure there's extra room to sign Chris Jones. Don't let him go. Just a phenomenal offseason. Last year, last year was not our year in my mind. I thought there was no way we were going to win. Absolute no way. It's funny, if you go back and watch some of my videos, I'm almost Debbie the Downer on a weekly basis, just because it just did not look like the Chiefs that I've ever seen before. They're dropping balls, they're making mental mistakes, they're losing close games. And then what do you know? We go into the playoffs and win the whole thing. So now it's like, well, shoot, if we won, like, I'm sorry, what's your Jay the Reactor, like he was saying, if we won last year looking like that, then I'm gonna have to pick them every single year. So it's probably a little bit of my fandom coming into play, but also a little bit of common sense, if that makes sense. But they solidified across the board. So I see the Chiefs winning again, three-peating again, and putting Mahomes up there in the Michael Jordan talk. Is it too soon for me to put him over Brady? Maybe, but the guy can't lose. I don't know what he's got in his blood, but he just cannot lose.
Damn.
I can remember back when that draft happened, when that Mahomes draft happened, and Sean Payton was beating the table for the Saints to pick him, and Andy Reid went up and got Patrick Mahomes. Because that you know what I'm saying? That's who Sean Payton wanted. And then now to see what Patrick Mahomes has done over the years is astonishing. I mean, you got to give Andy Reid a lot of credit because Andy Reid developed him, let him sit behind Alex Smith for a year. Then he came out in the first year, he threw for like 50 touchdowns the first year.
Yep.
First year he started.
When he got we got to start, yeah.
Yeah,
5,000 yards.
Yeah, and then it wasn't even a full year because remember he played. I thought it was the last two, but I think he played in the last game of that.
The last game. It was against the Broncos.
Yeah. It was against the Broncos his rookie year.
Yeah,
but they had already solidified the playoff spot. So
yeah. So look, man, I'm gonna say this about him. I like Patrick Mahomes. I like him. I think he's. Look, I already put him over Brady. Now to me, he's got to catch up with Joe Montana because I don't consider Tom Brady as the best overall quarterback. It's just my opinion. Now, other people may feel differently. I think Joe Montana is. So now he's trying to catch Joe Montana to me. So, Taylor, you can say he can catch Tom Brady. Cool, I believe that. That won't be a problem. If he win this year, I believe that. But can he catch Joe Montana?
I don't think he'll ever catch Joe Montana.
What?
I don't think so. The only way because Joe Montana is 4-0 in Super Bowls. He's undefeated in Super Bowls. Patrick Mahomes has already lost a Super Bowl.
Well, that's where you get into the Jordan LeBron James debate, right? Jordan's never lost a championship series.
Final.
And
LeBron's been to like 10.
A couple already. So yeah, exactly.
LeBron's been to 10 of them, I think.
But here's the thing that I like about with the Chiefs are making it very easy for us to put Pat Mahomes in these conversations. Because if you look at the Chiefs last year, their biggest issue is they had a lot of drop passes, right? We were wondering what was going on with the wide receiver core, and you saw what they just did. They just drafted Xavier Worthy. They just traded for Marquise Brown. I think Rashee Rice. I think he's primed to have a great season. He'll be his second year. He's going to have a great season. So already what the Chiefs have done is said, you know what, our bread and butter is our quarterback. Let's finally get him some damn wide receivers. And now he's got him. I think Marquise Brown's one of the fastest wide receivers. You saw Xavier Worthy's numbers. He's one of the fastest guys that's going to be out there. So you're putting him in a position where not only can he three-peat, but we might be talking about the 2025, 2026, 2027 year where he's just constantly going back and back to the Super Bowl because of everything that they put around him. And you know what I'm saying? So like I said, last year was the worst Super Bowl team that I've seen Pat Mahomes take to the Super Bowl. I don't see that team getting any worse than that. And if he could do that against the 49ers, which, you know, the Ravens, we already destroyed them. So we knew if we would have went to the Super Bowl, we knew what we was going to do. But, you know, I think at this point in time, 5 years from now, the Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady conversation, it's going to be a wash. Pat Mahomes is going to wash it. That's just how I feel.
So the only edge I would add to that is, again, his major defeats have been against Tom Brady, right? I mean, Tom Brady beat him in the AFC Championship game, and he beat him in the Super Bowl with a different team. So that's something that's going to really loom. Even if he gets to a three-peat, I still don't know if that necessarily puts him over Brady, since Brady's basically essentially 2-0 against him. He's going to have to do a little bit more to overcome that, in my opinion.
How you putting Montana over Brady? I haven't heard nothing y'all said the last 5 minutes because I heard Montana over Brady. What?
Yeah, that'd be a stretch for me because, again, I mean, Montana played for some Hall of Fame receivers. I mean, arguably the GOAT wide receiver. That defense of the 49ers in the 80s was killer. They had, at 1 year, they had 4 defensive backs who went to the Pro Bowl that year. They had some serious linebacker play. So, and they had a Hall of Fame coach in Bill Walsh. So as much as I give credit to Joe Montana, I think Brady's done more with less. I mean, he had receivers that, you know, who played in Jersey here at Division I AA schools. He could take any receiver and make him into a guy. So yeah, I don't know if I would give Brady the edge over Montana the edge over Brady. Because I think Brady had a lot more to work with than Montana had a lot more to work with than Brady ever did, in my opinion, except that one year when he had Randy Moss, but he didn't win with him.
Yeah, Montana is looking up to Brady, bro. It's not the other way around.
Let me explain why I say what I say. Joe Montana was the man the whole time he was there. Never a time that he was not the man. He was always the man. Brady was not the man for them first 3 Super Bowls. Your kicker was the man before you. Your defense was the man before you. You didn't become the man until your 4th Super Bowl. You didn't become the lead dog until your 4th Super Bowl. The other time you was riding coattails. I don't respect a man who riding coattails for that long. Now, you said a Hall of Fame coach? Bill Belichick is a Hall of Fame coach, right? He had a Hall of Fame type defense he put out there every season, damn near. So what's the difference? Only difference.
I'm saying that's just one fact. But I went through all of them. He had better Montana had better wide receivers, arguably better running backs. Roger Craig, Hall of Famer. His defense, Ronnie Lott, Carlton, all those guys he had on defense. So his
defense though, Mr. Bennett. But he did have some good running backs. We can't sit there and say he didn't have no good running. Curtis Martin was a good running back. He was there during the early part of the years. Now, he didn't get to participate in the Super Bowl, but he did.
Also, there's a big blemish on Tom Brady's record. We got to understand. He was
also there. You know, that he's a look. I know we don't want to count Randy Moss because he didn't win the Super Bowl and his greatest team he ever won, and he ended up losing. Joe Montana's greatest year, he won the Super Bowl. Tom Brady didn't his best year he ever put down. He lost twice to Eli Manning. Do you think Joe Montana would ever lose twice to a guy like Eli Manning? Hell no.
The worst of the Eli Manning. I mean, the worst of the Manning brothers is crazy. Yeah.
So I can't count that. Like my man Zeus started to say, they got cheating for got caught for cheating. They got in trouble for cheating
multiple times.
Spygate. Come on, I can't respect that. Now, what I can do respect is he did go to another team. What I can respect is he did win the Super Bowl with another team. I give him credit for that. I could give him credit for Super Bowl 5 and 6 and 7 for him. But them first 4, wasn't him. He was just happy to be there. But look, we're not going to get caught up on this bullshit. We got to keep going. And I don't want to keep getting all the positivity to this daggone Chief fan over here. But right now, we're going to have to let him go first with the first question. And the next question is, what's some positive and negative things about your team? So, guys, we're going to get the opportunity to talk positively about our own personal team. I'm sick of this Chief love. Go ahead, Taylor. You go first, bro.
Well, positive, obviously, is Mahomes, which we just got done discussing. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse by explaining those points again, but you got a new wide receiving core. You revamped the offensive line through the draft, right? And you're mostly bringing back everybody on the Super Bowl team, including the defense. Now, obviously, Willie Gay and Snead left, as I mentioned earlier, but you did grab some guys in the draft. So good news is that you're bringing back a large core of your Super Bowl team, right? Negatives, you did lose L'Jarius Sneed, right? Offensive line is young, although we did draft relatively good players on the line. They still need to prove themselves in the league, right? So could be vulnerable. Definitely need to prove themselves as starters and reliable players, right? Also, another negative is the running back room. Now, I know they have Pacheco. He's been looking really good last season, just had a breakout year. However, if he gets hurt, look out for that running back position. Not that strong. And interesting fact is that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he actually was just put on the, the IR, or cannot participate in football activities for like 4 weeks. Apparently, he's dealing with some mental health issues. He expressed, I think it was in between preseason game 1 and 2, early on in the preseason, he mentioned that I think when he was at LSU, he got robbed, him and his best friend, at a gas station, I think it was, if any of y'all remember that story. I vaguely remember that story. his best friend was shot and killed right in front of him. So, but that was like 3 or 4 years ago. But still, for whatever reason, he did open up in an interview and say that that's really been bothering him. He's been dealing with depression. So he doesn't have an injury, but he was put on the injured reserve. So if he was in the lineup or if he was on the active roster, I wouldn't have said the running back position, because he's a pretty good running back, right? But just remember, if Pacheco gets injured, they're going to be in trouble at the running back position. So that's the negatives that I see from the team. So,
Brother Jay, what you got? What you got for that? Your illustrious Denver Broncos. What's a positive and negative that you have for them, bro?
I'm gonna start with the positive. First of all, we drafted Bo Nix in the first round. Bo Nix looked really, really good in the preseason. Great, great timing with the receivers. Way better than Russell Wilson. I'm sorry. I mean, if you saw Russell Wilson play last year, you understand the heartache and pain I went through. So going ahead and drafting a quarterback who can run Sean Payton's system and run it in an effective manner really, really is a positive for me. Now, a negative, I got two negatives. First of all, I got to talk about our secondary. Besides Patrick Surtain, I'm a little bit worried about that secondary because we don't have a legit other corner to go with Patrick Surtain. The safeties are unproven because we got rid of Simmons because they didn't want to pay him. So now we got to go with PJ Locke, and we got another guy that we got to go with. And the other negative is the linebacking core. So pretty much that defense took a step back from last year, even though it took a step forward in the last 5 weeks. So my positive is Bo Nix and that offense, but the negative is the secondary and the defense.
All right. Well, I'm going to break the monotony up between these two because I don't want no back-to-back Baltimore positivity. So, King, you go first, and then I'm going to go next, and then Zeus, you go after me, bro.
All right, I'll give only one positive and one negative since we got somebody else that's speaking for the Ravens as well. And I'll start with the negative. That wide receiving room at Baltimore does not scare me. Zay Flowers, Bateman, and Nelson Aguilar. Those names don't inspire fear, I think, from corners that play defense. So as I'm thinking about the team as a whole, they're built around running the ball, and adding King Henry in that backfield is going to be exciting for me as a fantasy. But a negative, the wide receiving core just doesn't scare me. The positive that I see, barring injuries, they should again win their division, which is a tough division, by the way. But I don't see the Browns or the Bengals overtaking the Ravens this year to win their division right there in the AFC. So I still see them having no issues with their schedule and winning the division. So I'm going to list that as a positive. That's all I've got.
Jesus Christ. Boy, yeah, that is. No, I'm not going to go next. I'm going to let Mr. Bennett, man. Mr. Bennett, break this bull crap up, man. We need to hear something outside this ball.
Well, like that Christian song says, it's a new season and it's a new day. Fresh anointing coming our way. So, obviously, there's a lot of changes in Pittsburgh this year. Obviously, we have a new offensive coordinator, which that's the first positive right there, because the last guy was there was trash for the last 3 years. So again, it's got to go up from there. That we got the new OC, the former coach of the Titans. So so he's certainly going to be there. Going to go to more of a power running game. Again, obviously a positive. We have some excellent backs who certainly in the second half of the season really balled out for us. And again, we have an upgrade now. Again, I know Jada Reactor. I know he talked about the pain he had with Russell Wilson last year, but I'll take 26-8. I will take that in a heartbeat over Kenny Pickett any day of the week. So again, he's been named to QB1. And so, again, that's definitely a major upgrade of what we had last year, veteran leadership, and already been named to captain of the team. So, yeah, so I'll do a let's ride with Russell Wilson at QB, and we have Hinks throwaways. So we got these 2 throwaways here in my view here. I got Jay's and I got Hinks throwaways from last year, but that's all right. We put him in Mike Tomlin's system, and we'll see what he's able to produce with those guys. So again, those are positives. The other positive, again, I think our defense has certainly been stout. We snagged Patrick Queen from Baltimore. So look, I'm taking all the incoming here. So I got Baltimore. So we got Queen added to beef up our linebacker core. I think we also beefed up at defensive back this year. So I think our defense is going to be better than what it was last year. The negatives, again, trying to get all this together over the next the first 5 games. This team has to gel. The O-line, we're going to be playing 4 guys at O-line that are either rookies or still on their rookie deals. Okay, our veteran O-lineman's Isaac Seumalo. He's going to be out the first 4 games due to a pec tear. So again, we're going to be having a lot of rookies in there and a brand new center in there. So again, whether or not this O-line is going to be able to open up the holes for the running game or protect Russell Wilson, certainly that is a huge question mark for us. And we really didn't upgrade that much at wide receiver. We added Van Jefferson, but again, he's no burner. There was all the talk over last year about trying to get Ayuk from San Francisco, and I'm sure San Francisco is very glad that they kept Ayuk because, again, their rookie draftee just got shot, from what I just understand. So plus he was injured anyway. I don't know if he was going to play. So I mean that whole situation is messed up. So it was certainly wise of them to keep Brandon Ayuk there. But again, they're going to utilize the tight ends. They're going to use the running game. And Russ, all he has to do is again bend, don't break, don't have any stupid decisions. And so I certainly project a positive outcome, much more positive than last year. And I think we'll be very, very competitive in the division. We were 5-1 last year with 3 different quarterbacks. None of them are on the team anymore. None of them were very good. So again, with a beat up offense, better QB play, and better OC, certainly I think we'll be right there battling for the AFC North division. So that's my take on things.
Right on. Well, before I get to my man Zeus, let me read this super chat because this blasphemy my man Jordan put in there. Shout out to my man Jordan. Now, Jordan, you're supposed to be here, brother. I hope Ron sent you the link. If not, I will drop it in the chat for you. He said the Detroit Lions are going to win the Super Bowl against the Chiefs and will beat the Chiefs. Key fact, Jared Goff is 2-0 against Mahomes. God damn. Say it ain't no so. I hope they don't do it because that's going to be sickening to deal with some of the Detroit fans I know. But it is what it is. Thank you, my man Jordan. Thank you for the blessings. I appreciate it. Nobody ever told you I can't stand Detroit. But let's keep it going. Brother Zeus, you got your positive negatives about your squad.
I thought you were a real Ravens fan, man, and you said something that just cut me to the core. You have an issue with our wide receiver core, and you say our wide receiver core doesn't scare anybody. We lost Odell. We lost Devin D. They combined for less than 40 catches last year. Like, we're not missing much of anything. And that opens up for the new guy, Devontae Walker, who had a really good showing in the combine. He's fast. He runs the 40 in a 4.36. He's athletic. He can do everything that we need him to do. And not to mention, he's over 6 feet tall. That's what we need when we got Zay Flowers out there, too. So I think our wide receiver core of Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, and Devontae Walker is going to make an immediate contribution for what Lamar Jackson's doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, the biggest takeaway and the plus for us is we do have a scary wide receiver core. The world just don't know it yet. And you'll see on Thursday, and everybody's going to be like, wow, the Ravens is the real deal. The one thing that I really don't like, though, about the Ravens is the takeaway from this is for you to go to the AFC Championship last year, and you knew you had to build on something. We lost a lot of key players. A lot of guys were taken away from us. And I don't know if we filled those gaps correctly on the defensive side. However, we just got to wait and see what happens. Do I think we're going to win 13 games next season? No, we'll win 12. We'll go 12-5. But those are my positives and negatives for the Ravens at this time.
Right on. I appreciate it. Let me go with mine because, man, I got a lot of great things I could say, and I'm not going to take up too much time with all the great things I could talk about the Birds. With all the positivity that I see happening, especially on Hard Knocks on Tuesdays, 9 o'clock Eastern. Y'all make sure y'all tune in, man. If you don't have HBO, man, I can hook you up with a bootleg site you can use. And let me stop. Let me say this. Let me start with the negative. The negative for me is the offensive guard position. I'm concerned about Nate Davis. I don't know if is he really hurt, or is he playing hurt, or is he playing mind games, or he's trying to get a different new contract. I don't know. I'm sick of him. For all I care, I wish he didn't make the 53-man roster. But somehow, some way he did. I really wish they go out there and sign somebody, because he pisses me off when he playing these old silly games. Back and forth, I'm hurt, I'm not hurt. I could play, I don't want to play. It's sickening me. It really does. And so I don't know how that's going to I don't know how that's going to pan out for us. I'm hoping, somehow, some way, when the first game kicks off against the Tennessee Titans, his former team, I hope the light kicks on and he decides to turn into a beast. I'm hoping. But I'm not too optimistic. So that's my main negative. Probably my most concerned negative is really the offensive line as a whole, but mainly our guards. I like our tackles. I like Jones. I like Wright. So I'm cool with them. I like our center spot. I'm concerned about our guards. Those are my biggest concern. And with that being said, if we going against some good defensive tackles, and they got a good bull rush and they good pass rushers, thank God Aaron Donald's no longer in the league anymore, so we don't have to worry about guys like him. But there are some good players out there in the league, man. And hey, we're going against a lot of good defense at least twice a year. Because Detroit, I hate to say it, they do got a decent defense, and so does Green Bay. And we got to go against them twice a year. Now, Minnesota's defense not too hot, but those other two teams I named, they got a good defense, and I'm concerned because they got some good ends and some good tackles, man. So that could be a concern for me, especially in our division. That's probably my biggest negative that I have. Now, my biggest positive, I got two things. I love my wide receiving core, and that's great for a young rookie quarterback such as Caleb Williams. I love the drafting of Romeo Dominguez. I love that. I thought that was a great decision. People might say, oh, well, you got Keenan Allen and DJ Moore. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a good third receiver, because injuries can happen. And Keenan Allen is, at one time, was injury prone, right? So I want to just rely on that. And look, truth be told, he may be taking some snaps from Keenan Allen. That's how good I think Romeo is going to be. He's going to fight for that offensive rookie of the year. Now, I'm going too far with saying that, because that's going to be a question for later on down the line. But he's going to be competing for that offensive rookie of the year. I'm just saying. So that's one of my positives. Another one is I love our cornerbacks. I love our defensive backfield, period. I think we got a lot of good young players. People don't realize we was playing first year and rookies last year as our cornerbacks. They was effective, you know what I'm saying? But once we, blasted our defense in and got your boy Montez Sweat in there, that really helped us. Because now we got a pass rush. It allowed them cornerbacks to do their job, to play the receivers tight. And they don't have to play them as long because you got a good pass rush coming. Now, during the free agency, we did try to make some changes and get it in. Matt Judon, we tried to get him. It just didn't work out that way. Riddick, I thought that was, I'm glad we didn't get him. Now, the Taylor kid from Seattle, I don't know nothing about him. I know very little about him. But what I seen in the highlights, I was impressed. And then I was also impressed that he didn't get a lot of playing time, but when he did get to play, he made his presence felt. So a positive thing, man. I love the cornerbacks that we have, and I love the future that we have with our cornerbacks, with Stevenson, with Gordon, with Jalen Johnson. Man, look, I love it. I love what we got going. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. Let me get to the next question. I know, Taylor, you can't be here much longer. I know your time's short, but I definitely want to make sure I get this this question for you. Is this the one concern that we all got to worry about on all our teams is injuries? So my question is, are there any injury concerns going into the season for the mighty Chiefs? defending Super Bowl champs, Chiefs?
Honestly, keeping Kelsey healthy throughout the season is going to be a concern of mine. No big injury concerns going into the season. Justin Reed, who had I believe it was a hip injury. He was joking around, said he played too much golf. He was playing golf 6 days a week during the off season, which I find hard to believe, but I guess it is possible. But so he has a hip problem, did not play the entire preseason, but he is slated to play or expected to play week 1. So relatively healthy team going in to week 1. But I want to see them keep Kelsey healthy. I am a little bit concerned about Xavier Worthy. I mean, he's pretty thin. He's what? I don't know, 6 foot, but he's probably like what, $170, dripping wet. Small guy. So
I want to Smith, Devontae Smith, man. That's what his frame. That's what I think of when I think of him.
Yep, and we'll have to wait and see. You know, a couple big hits. Is his body physically going to be able to sustain those hits? And you know, there's some players that just get bit with that injury bug or get hit, hurt separate a shoulder, or there's just a long list of things that could happen. So at the moment, I'm pretty happy with where we're at injury-wise, but just a couple of those points that I spoke on where I'm going to keep an extra eye on. But Kelsey's the big one, right? So last year, he came on really, really strong at the beginning of the year, the first 4 or 5 weeks. Kind of took a little, not nosedive, but production dropped a little bit midway through the season. And then coming on strong, obviously playoffs, Super Bowl. I kind of expect Andy Reid, to treat him like how Greg Popovich with the Spurs used to do with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, where, look, the regular season matters, right? Obviously, you want to do good. You want to get into the playoffs, but we know they're probably going to make the playoffs, especially if 15 is healthy. So, don't ride them too hard throughout the season. So when playoff time comes, everybody's fully healthy and give it a good shot. So been lucky, knock on wood, the injury bug hasn't bit us too bad in the preseason. So fingers crossed heading into week 1.
Yeah. I mean, I can imagine. I mean, he bring a Popovich. Y'all gonna do some load management down there. You're gonna be like the Tim Duncan of football. You're gonna have him play a game.
I hope so.
Game.
For Kelsey, at least.
I can dig it. Zeus, I'm gonna let you go next, brother. What you got?
Hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Last year was the first time that all of our starters coming into week 1 played more than 10 weeks. I told this to Jay last year before the season started. I said, if we can stay quote unquote healthy, we're an unstoppable team. Obviously, the injury bug gets us. My biggest concern is Marlon Humphrey. I really want to see Marlon Humphrey get back to what he knows he is, especially with the rookie that he's got out there that he's going to be playing with. If Marlon Humphrey can stay healthy, I think we'll be good. I think there'll be a lot of footballs thrown out there that'll be swatted and intercepted on our side, but we definitely need Marlon Humphrey to help us. Everybody knows the elephant in the room. Can Lamar Jackson stay healthy? Last year he was sacked, I think 37 times, 34 times, or whatever the case may be. The funny thing about Lamar is he doesn't get injured in the pocket. I mean, he doesn't get injured outside of the pocket. He only gets injured in the pocket. So for him to lose this weight, for him to, be as mobile as he is and doing what he's doing, those are the two guys that I'm really worried about. If they can stay healthy, man, we're getting them 12 wins. We winning the division.
Brother Bennett.
Well, as far as concerns going into the season, again, I have a couple. I mean, obviously, we have a couple old, aging players. Obviously, T.J. Watt, who's had some nagging injuries over the last couple of years. He plays great when he's in there, but again, it was a big loss to us. And going into that playoff game against Buffalo last year, so he's had some nagging injuries. And of course, Cam Hayward, being older, played with a lot of injuries last year. But I think that's the reason why they kept a few more guys on the D line, some young guys that they're excited about to replace them. But the one injury I think we can't manage or buffer well is, again, we got to keep George Pickens. healthy, because he's our only legit number one receiver. Everybody else is really a 3. All right, so we didn't bring in a number 2 receiver legit. So that would be a huge blow to us, because he's our only home run hitter. So, but as far as again a QB, if Russ goes down, I have no problem with certainly going to Justin Fields and see how that plays out. I think and obviously, but again, we got that young line. We got a rookie center, and the other guy coming after him, he was a guard, and he's just been getting center reps. So again, certainly keeping the center healthy, keeping George Pickett's healthy. I think those would certainly be my major priorities. But I think they have enough of a bench on the D line and in the linebacker room at this point to weigh out some things. But there's no replacing T.J. Watt. I mean, he can win the Defensive Player of the Year pretty much every year at this point. I think he's the best in the game. So certainly those would be my injury concerns going on.
Brother King, what do you got, brother? Any more injury concerns that concern you, or did my man Zeus cover?
Now, man, Zeus pretty much covered everything. The one thing that I would like to highlight, I'm curious to see, just at least coming out of game 1, if Mark Andrews is going to be fully healthy. People forgot that he got into a car accident, man, a couple of weeks ago. Didn't seem like it was that bad or anything, but it was bad enough for him to really sit out, most of the preseason. As a vet, he's not really needed to be in there like that anyway. But, likely when Mark Andrews was out last year, he was definitely serviceable in those games that he played. As long as the defense doesn't catch any injuries going throughout the year, they still should be a top 5 defense. That offense stayed healthy pretty much for the most part throughout the year as well. Can they still play well? So I don't have any concerns going into this year.
Good stuff. Before I let my man Jay go, man, guys, I pinned the link to the YouTube channel, the NFL Roundtable. But not, my bad. Oh Lord, Taylor, I'm messing it up. Forgive me. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. Opportunity to do that, man. The NFL Roundtable is up and going, man. We've been dropping content. Me and my man Taylor been doing our thing over. Not only you can see actual video, but you can also listen to audio as well. You can hear the sounds of my beautiful voice if you don't see my pretty face. So make sure y'all subscribe to both. There's plenty of links. Once you go over and you can hit the link, or you can hit the link in my bio, or my man Taylor's bio, somebody's bio, you can be able to hit and get to it somehow, some way. We're going to figure it out. If you don't have it, if you need help with it, you let me know, and I'll drop a DM. I'll slide in your DMs, and I'll get you the link. I don't know how that sounds. I probably should put a pause behind it. I'm too old for that bullshit. But Jay, save me, brother. Bail me out. Help me out, brother. Is there any injury concern that you worried about?
Well, the first thing, and Sean Payton talked about this, was the health of Greg Dulcich. He's been injury prone the last couple of years. Dynamic tight end, can stretch the field for us, but he's injury prone. And the tight end position is a position that I'm really concerned about because we don't really have any depth at that position. So if Greg Dulcich can stay healthy, that would be a great weapon for Bo Nix and a great weapon for the offense. And the other concern is the edge rushers. We don't have a lot of depth at the edge rushing position. They looked okay in the preseason, but we don't have a lot of depth at the edge rushing position. So Greg Dulcich and that edge rushing position is definitely two positions that I'm really worried about as far as in the injury bug. And also, I mean, like he said, George Pickens with Pittsburgh, Cortland Sutton. Cortland Sutton is our definite number one. We need him to stay healthy. Sometimes he gets a little nagging injury here and there, but we definitely need Cortland Sutton because that's our go-to receiver. So those are the three major concerns I have: the edge rushers, Dulcich, and Cortland Sutton.
Good stuff, man. Look, my main concern, it has to be my quarterback. That I'm worried about getting injured, and the reason I'm worried about that because the guys who has been injured is his guard. So Nate Davis, He's the only injury concern that I'm really worried about because the health of our quarterback is very beneficial. Now, let me speak on this. We have a backup, man, that I am very impressed with in what I've seen in Tyler Bagent in the preseason. So if something was to happen to Caleb, Lord forbid it's a season-ending injury, but if he missed a game, maybe two, I think my man Taylor, man, could guide us, at least for a short period of time. I'm not going to say he's going to be that guy going to come out and dominate and really compete for Caleb's spot as a starting quarterback. No, I'm not saying that. But I think he's good enough to win us a game or two until Caleb's able to get back. That's what I'm very impressed with and happy with. But my injury concern right now is Nate Davis. Because right now, today, September 2nd, 2024, he's hurt. Coming on, September the 3rd, he may be healthy. Who knows? He's ups and downs, and I can't stand him, guys. I promise y'all, I'm speaking I'm real bad about this man. I can't stand him because he's inconsistent. Let me tell you, he's consistently inconsistent. That's why the consistency he is. He's killing me, but we need him because right now we don't have any other really decent guards on the offense. And I know we're out there pressing to trying to find some, but man, I don't want to just go out there and spend money, or just to get any guard, You know, Ryan Poles has been doing a great job. To me, he's a GM of the year. Right now, I don't care what none of y'all say about y'all teams. GM of the year is Ryan Poles, the best GM in NFL right now. He's doing a great job for my squad, and I appreciate him. And I don't think he's going to do something like that. So he's been doing a great job for us. But Nate Davis, that guard position, man, is my really main concern for us because we need Caleb to be healthy in order for me and my team to be successful this season. So I'm going to go with that. Is there really another position that I'm concerned with? Man, not really. Maybe linebacker. You know, I like our linebackers. I like our starting linebackers. But when you start to get into that part, that's when it gets a little questionable. That's when it gets a little shaky. So I guess if I had to pick a second spot, a second position that would be a big concern to me as far as health and concerned about injuries, will probably be a linebacker core for sure. For sure. Let me go with this next question. And that is, what is your season prediction? What is your season prediction for this 2024 team? What do you think your team is going to do and how they're going to pan out or how they're going to fare this season? Now, I'm going to start off. I'll put it out there. Many shows talked about it a couple of times. 13-4 is my prediction for the record for the Chicago Bears. Y'all may laugh. I don't care. It's my prediction. I think this is what's going to happen. You're laughing already, Miss Bennett. That's a shame. But I think this is what's going to happen. I looked at the schedule. I seen in our first 10 games, we got a lot of winnable games. Now, one of the games that really concerned me is that game against Houston. And that's the second game of the season at Houston. That concerns me, as well as the Jacksonville game that we played Jacksonville over in London. Those two games in the first 10 games are only two games I'm concerned with that could maybe mess up my prediction. But I think if we can split, at least get one out of those two, I think we could be okay. And we on the verge to get that 13-4. As far as us with Green Bay in a division, we're going to win the North. The Monsters are midway up back, baby. We back and we ready to take over. Detroit, you had your short-lived opportunity. Green Bay, you had your opportunity too because Aaron Rodgers ain't here no more. I don't have to worry about the boogeyman. So Minnesota's not a factor. Yeah, he's a boogeyman. Minnesota's not a factor. So my only two concerns I need to worry about is Detroit and Green Bay. And we had the opportunity to sweep Detroit, and we didn't take advantage of it. Now, Green Bay, they beat both us time. They swept us. But that second time, our defense played really well. We just didn't have the quarterback to help us and put us over the hump. But we got that now. And my man, Caleb Williams. going to take us over the hump. So that's my prediction for my team. What say you, Taylor?
Well, I obviously think the Chiefs are going to win. I mean, that's what a fan should say, right? But I'm not just going to be watching obviously the Chiefs this year. There are so many good storylines in the NFL. I mean, it is insane. If you go down the list of storylines, you got Caleb Williams in Chicago. I was blown away by the brief, the snaps that we got to see him in. I'm impressed, right? So I cannot wait to watch him. You got the drama with Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh, right? You got Lamar Jackson, my second favorite quarterback in the NFL. I mean, just explosive player. You have even Atlanta storylines in Atlanta. You have Minnesota Vikings, right? Who was his quarter? Sam Darnold. Can Sam Darnold resurrect his career and prove himself as a starter? I mean, literally almost every team has a headline story going into the season. Houston, right? Can their quarterback, can he repeat and have a badass year again? So I'm just so excited. I was watching last night the USC and LSU game. My God. Good game. So I'm just glad we got football back, and I don't have to drive my wife crazy about I can sit back and watch some football. So I think the Chiefs are going to win. However, I have it down to two NFC teams. I think it's either going to be Green Bay against versus the Chiefs or the Lions versus the Chiefs. Sorry, Hank. I think Chicago could be there, though. Maybe in another year or two, honestly. But this year, I think it's going to be Detroit or Green Bay. So should be exciting. I cannot wait for Thursday to come.
And you sure hurt my feelings when you said them two teams, but it is what it is.
I warned you.
It is what it is. Look, you're right. You did. It's funny you said that, talking about you don't get on your old lady's nerves. I told my lady the same thing. I said, starting Thursday, you're gonna be a single wife now.
She loses you for the season.
18 games.
I said a few weeks. When you meet a season, I said, yeah, exactly. You don't know. You don't have to worry about me. I won't be in the streets. I'll be in the basement, watching TV. Me and our daughter watching football, enjoying nothing but God's sport. But it's okay. Every once in a while, you come down doing a commercial and ask me all the questions you want. As soon as the game go live again, I'll see you later, baby. I'll see you when it's over. Brother Jay, what do you have,
bro? For my Broncos, I'm gonna be realistic. I'm gonna say 9-8. I looked at the first 4 games in the schedule. We got the Steelers in the second game. And then we got to go to the Jets. I'll be going to that game. I will be in East Rutherford, New Jersey for that game. And I'm also going to the Baltimore Ravens game. So I'll be in both of those games this year. Every time the Broncos on the East Coast, I got to go see him. I think Bo Nix, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think Bo Nix will get Rookie of the Year.
Okay. See, he's trying to answer my questions already. We're going to get to that.
Okay. But 9-8, that's serviceable. Second in the division. I think the Chiefs are going to win the division. I think we'll be a couple of games behind them at 9-8. Raiders will be third, and the Chargers will be fourth. So 9-8, barely out the wild card.
9-8. Is that what you got? 9-8, huh?
9-8. I'm being realistic. I'm gonna be realistic. I'm not gonna be like some of these other fans who just say, "Well, we're gonna be 11-6 or something." No, 9-8. This is a rebuild year. 9-8 will be good for me.
How dare you take a shot at these Baltimore Ravens fans? How dare you? Zeus, it ain't true what he's saying. Look, is that how you predict your team 11-6? Oh, with Jake?
No. Actually, what's crazy is I got us just losing one more game this season. I got us going 12-5 instead of 13-4. I got us winning the division. We'll win the division either 4-2 or 3-3. And the reason I say that is because the last week we got the Browns. We'll already have locked the playoffs in. We're going to be resting everybody. The Browns are going to steal an easy one the same way the Steelers stole an easy one last year. It is what it is. I am a little upset that your Bears. I think they are going to go 11-6, and I think that they're going to go deep in the playoffs. I wanted to say that while he was talking. I didn't want to interrupt you. I think y'all was the worst in the division last year, so y'all got the worst division schedule coming up. So y'all should have a schedule that 7-10 last year. You got better. I can see 11-6. I can see y'all being a 6th or 7th seed coming in, and then I can see y'all making some noise and even upsetting one of the top 3 seeds. I mean, we saw what the Eagles did. We saw them falter. We saw what the Cowboys did against Jordan Love. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So I just wanted to say that about the Bears, to be brutally honest. But I think the prediction is Lamar doesn't win MVP next year because voters fatigue. He can't win them back to back, so they're not gonna let him do that. I think he's going to be deserving, though. I also think that the Ravens and Bears will play in the Super Bowl, and the Bears will give us, another Super Bowl victory. Lamar Jackson is going to look really amazing, and it's going to open up the door for Caleb Williams to start his villain origin story, and then he's going to terrorize the NFC for years to come. That's my prediction.
So you predicted that the Bears are going to be in the Super Bowl?
Hey, look, bro, from 7-10 to 11-6, that's a nice little jump that they could do, man. It's not like
they're gonna have to. So they're gonna have to beat Green Bay. They're gonna have to beat Detroit, and they're gonna have to beat San Francisco.
What we're not gonna do is slander this man after he made a prediction like that. We're not gonna do that. Yeah.
I'm just asking for clarity. I didn't slander. I'm just asking for clarity. So I mean, that's the path he's going.
If the Bears go 4-2 in their division next year, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
We'll see.
Okay, so after my own heart, I like that prediction. I like that. I'm not gonna fight him. I'm gonna agree with him. Listen to what you got, brother.
All right, I'm going to shoot for 12-5. I see over the first 8 games, I see a 6-2 record, including an opening day loss to Atlanta. Again, because of the rookie line, it's going to take those guys a minute to gel. Russ didn't play a whole lot in the preseason. A lot of those veterans rested and didn't get any snaps in the preseason. And I think some of these guys are going to be playing themselves in shape. So I definitely expect an opening season loss to Atlanta, but I think we do beat the Broncos, and I think there's also a potential loss to the Cowboys. So I have 6-2. I think we'll sweep the New York teams, and definitely we'll beat the Raiders. That second half is loaded. That's all our AFC North matchups. Again, 5-1 last year. I'll still ride that 5-1 this year, and possibly 4-2. I'm thinking about that Kansas City game on Christmas Day. I'm hoping at that point that Kansas City basically has the season wrapped up. So either they'll start to rest some of their guys, or they won't have the sense of urgency that they need to win that game. On Christmas Day, they're playing in Pittsburgh. So it's 6-2, first 8, 6-3 down the stretch. 4-2 or 5-1 record in division. The last 5 years were 8-3 against the Ravens, 7-1 in the last 4 years. And I expect that with or without Lamar Jackson, I expect that to continue. We just play them heads up, so I expect the same outcome this coming year. So 12-5. Will that win the division? It'll be close. I think certainly we'll have the division record. We'll have the better division record, but I can certainly see us being tied with another team in the division at 12-5, or if someone at Baltimore does go 13-4. Then they would just win the division outright. But I think overall we'll have the better division record. So that's what I'm looking at for the Steelers.
Damn, he just shitted on Baltimore. Y'all ain't know it. Just
I just listed the facts, man. 7-1 in the last 4 years. 7-1.
You see how they do us? We gifted them a shot at the playoffs last year by resting all our guys, and they just hate us.
See, make an excuse every year. Make an excuse every year. What you got? 8-3 over the last 5 years. With Lamar, without Lamar, with Andrews, without Andrews, we just own you guys. I mean, so it is what it is, man.
He's ethering me right now. You got to throw the ether beat on by Nas, man. Come on, man. It's the bit of chill.
That truth kills, boy. He snatching souls right now, Mr. Bennett. Brother King, you might the best.
Zeus, don't get mad at me.
Oh Lord, you gonna help me.
There's already division in the ranks already.
I know.
I need to duck my head down. Hang on. Let me duck my head down.
I know I talked about how we have one of the easiest paths out of all of the AFC teams to win our division outside of the Chiefs. However, the one thing that I did forget about as I was taking a look at the upcoming schedule is that Joe Burrow is back and healthy this year. In our first 5 games, we got the Chiefs this Thursday, the Las Vegas Raiders, which if they win more than 3 games, I think folks will be surprised. Dallas, Buffalo, and the Bengals. There is a scenario in which we're 1-5 going into week 6.
Mm-hmm.
That's possible. All right. However, if we can get through those first 5 games 4-1, then I have a nice outlook that we could win 12 games this season, still win the division, and go into the playoffs with that big Mo and riding that thing down towards the Super Bowl. But it's going to be a tough path for him.
Well, guys, look, we gonna better get to it. My man Taylor's got to go here shortly, but before he goes, I definitely want to make sure I answer this last question, and that is, who's gonna be his offensive and defensive rookie of the year this year?
I was hoping you were going to ask that because I could not wait to answer this question. Rookie offensive player of the year is going to be Jaden Daniels, right? I think his combination. So just a little brief history. I've watched Patrick Mahomes since he was in high school. I've watched Cliff Kings. I actually played against Cliff Kingsbury in high school football. Now, so I've watched their careers. I'm not just some bandwagon fan. I've actually watched their careers unfold, and I think this pairing of Jaden Daniels and Cliff Kingsbury is a match made in heaven. I honestly do. With the skills that Jaden Daniels has, he's from what I hear, Kingsbury said he's a brilliant X's and O's quarterback. Like he is very, very sharp mentally, on and off the field, talent off the board. So he gets Kingsbury gets a lot of crap for his air raid offense, but when you have the right pieces in place, it really does work, right? Didn't really get a fair shot in. I shouldn't say that, but the Arizona job didn't really work out. But I think Jaden Daniels is a perfect quarterback for Kingsbury's offense, as Mahomes was at Texas Tech. They didn't win a lot because their defense sucked, but they were putting up 50 points a game when they were at Tech. Mahomes and Kingsbury throwing for 700 yards. So Jaden Daniels is going to put up numbers. Defensive rookie of the year had to do a little homework on. So I think the LA Rams outside linebacker Jared Verse from Florida State.
Verse.
You know who he is?
Yeah,
actually, yeah, he looks really good. He's undersized for an outside linebacker, right? That's what I've been hearing. But he's very explosive, pretty fast. Can cover tight ends. Should get some sacks. Should get his tackle numbers should be pretty high. So that'll be my vote for defensive rookie of the year. But before I get out of here, I want to say thank you. It was a pleasure meeting every single one of y'all. I hope I see y'all weekly. And we're going to put a lot of content up. So I just want to say thank you again. It was a pleasure. And we'll see you soon.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Take care, sir. Yep.
Yes, sir, Taylor. I appreciate you coming, brother, and keep on doing what you're doing, brother. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. Right on?
Sounds good. Thank you.
You got it. Guys, man, let's Jay, who is your offensive and defensive rookie of the year? Who do you think is going to be that young guy or that young man is going to step up, man, and really make a big difference on their team out there, man? Who you got?
First of all, my defensive rookie of the year, I'm gonna go with Letu. Outside linebacker for the Indianapolis Colts. I saw him play against the Broncos. Quick first step. The neck injury scared a lot of people off of him, but if this guy can stay healthy, he will be an animal for the Indianapolis Colts. Jared Verse is a good player, but I just think Letu just has the size, the speed, the intangibles to be that next great edge rusher for the Colts. I'm gonna be a little homer. I'm gonna be a homer and say Bo Nix is gonna be the offensive rookie of the year. The reason why I say Bo Nix is because he is perfect for Sean Payton's system. And Sean Payton, how Sean Payton does his quarterbacks. He puts a lot on their plate. Bo Nix played really well in the preseason. Processes really fast. Get the ball to the receivers real fast. And I think with just those intangibles, he'll put up decent numbers. I don't think he's going to pass for 4,000 yards. I think, 3,200 yards, maybe 25, 26 touchdowns, maybe 8, 9 interceptions, something like that. That'll be enough. I was going to go with Jaden Daniels, but I'm not sure about that offensive line for the Commanders. That's the only reason why I wouldn't go with Jaden Daniels, because that offensive line is so suspect for the Commanders. But I'm going to go with Latu, and I'm going to go with Bo Nix.
Brother King, go ahead and go. I know you got to cut loose shortly yourself, so I'm going to let Brother King go, and he's going to tell us his offensive and defensive rookie of the year. Now, I do like, let me say this before we go. I like y'all cornerback. Y'all got a rookie cornerback that I do like that I think has a lot of potential, but I hope I didn't take your guy. Go ahead, King.
Yeah, man. What Chiefs Kingdom said about Jared Verse for the defensive side of the ball. I know he's not the favorite. The last time I looked, when I went and did some betting at the casino, I want to say it was late too, but I just really like Verse. I think Verse is going to come in and make an immediate impact on the Rams defense and show people that he is that dude. As far as offense goes, I don't like watching Hard Knocks because Hard Knocks will make you a believer. But what I saw with Caleb Williams and the way that the team, his teammates, how they look at him as a leader, they don't necessarily treat him like a rookie all the way. He has won the players and the coaches, and they are back behind him completely. And while I think Jaden Daniels is going to go in and put in numbers, what Jay said about that line is a concern. So my offensive guy is Caleb Williams. I'm a huge fan of him just because of Hard Knocks, and he's going to be one of the young men in the NFL that I am looking forward to having a successful rookie season. And I got money on him winning, so he better win.
All right, man. Look here, I can rock with that. I can definitely rock with that. Brother Bennett, what you got?
All right, this is actually a tough one. Actually, all right, you take care, King. I'm actually going to take two guys actually in your division. I'm going to take your guy. I'll take Caleb Williams for Rookie of the Year. He's going to be well stacked. He's going to, pairing him with Rome Odunze. I think they're going to certainly make some beautiful music together, and I think they're going to make some noise. So I like that that offense. Again, your line problems are certainly noted, but I think he's going to persevere through some of that. So certainly I would go with Caleb as a relatively easy pick on the offensive side for Rookie of the Year. I went back and forth with this a little bit. I'm going to go with a defensive. I'm going to take Terrion Arnold with Detroit. If my Steelers didn't have so many problems at O-line, like I said, they really went in. They needed a center. They needed another left tackle. I would have loved to have drafted him because then you pair him with Joey Porter Jr. and I think you have a lockdown at defensive back at cornerback at that position. So I would have loved to have had him with the Steelers, but I think he's going to make some noise with Detroit. So I'll be looking for him as a cover corner and see what he's going to do. The only other guy was possibly the guy was Byron Murphy. I did see a little bit of his tape at Texas and whatnot. He kind of has a sort of a Warren Sappish type of game. At least it's reminded me of that. So I know he's got a motor, but I'm going to pick the defensive back, Terrion, and see what he does.
So for those who don't know, Terrion used to play at Alabama. That's where he came from, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead, brother Zeus. I was about to go next, but I'm going to let you go first, brother.
So the rookie of the year offensively, I'm gonna go with Caleb Williams. I think the story is already written. He just has to go out there and perform. If everything that we've said about the Bears tonight come to fruition, he's a shoo-in for offensive rookie of the year. Defensive rookie of the year is funny. I went and I looked up on DraftKings. And I saw a funny stat. 20 out of the last 24 defensive rookie of the years were drafted in the first round, right? Got that. Also, 7 out of the last 10 defensive rookie of the years accumulated more than 6 sacks a game. So we're looking for somebody that's an edge rusher, outside linebacker. I believe in that boy from Alabama, Dallas Turner for the Vikings. A lot of people have some pushback saying, oh, he's coming off the bench. He's coming off the bench. That's cool. We've already heard what the defensive coordinator said. They want to use him in some very unique situations coming out the gate. And I think that he's going to be so good and so dominant at what he does. I don't know if it's going to be a close defensive rookie of the year. I really believe that defensive rookie of the year will be wrapped up by week 15. That's just how good I believe in Dallas Turner. So I got that boy from Alabama doing what he do, and I got Caleb Williams, offensive rookie of the year.
Yeah. So I do like Dallas Turner, and he was one of the guys that I was thinking about picking. But again, I like Nate Wiggins. So he's the cornerback from Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
I got the opportunity to watch him play actually in person when I went to the U of L and Clemson game when they played here. Got to see him play live in person, man, and I was really impressed then. That was his sophomore year, I believe. Was really impressed with what I've seen, and I said, man, whoever gets him, going to get a diamond in the rough. Unfortunately, my team didn't need a cornerback. We was in need of a defensive end and offensive line help. But that's the position that we needed, but we didn't need him. But if we was to need somebody like that, I like him. So that's going to be my defensive rookie of the year, who I like at that position. I also like that guy from Toledo, man. That other cornerback that went to Toledo. A lot of people sleeping on, Quinyon Mitchell's. He went to the Philadelphia Eagles, so I like him as a possible dark horse for defensive rookie of the year. But again, I think everybody said it. My offensive rookie of the year is Caleb Williams. Now, I do think Romeo is going to put up a fight. I do think Romeo is going to put up some good stats, and he's going to really compete for that number 2 spot at the wide receiver. He's going to take a lot of snaps from Keenan Allen.
You think they may cancel each other out?
No, because I don't think he's going to get enough stats. If he was a starter, maybe that will be a possibility, but he's not. So Caleb Williams is my favorite. Now, a guy who I can see coming in second. There's a couple guys, man, I like. I don't know. The good thing about what they a lot of people don't realize, we kind of forget about offensive linemen, right? We kind of forget about those guys because we always think about, the wide receivers and running backs as offensive guys, the quarterbacks, of course. But what the Chargers did in getting an offensive tackle on Joe Alt, is it going to be known as a rookie year type player? No, probably not, because you're not going to look at that position. Nobody, they second thought. But if you think about football, you realize the importance of a good offensive line and a good defense line. I do like Joe Alt. Now, I know he don't really have a snowball chance in hell to win that offensive rookie of the year, but as one of the rookies, future stars, I like him. I really do like him. We was looking at an offensive tackle as a possibility, so I like that position for them. Another possibility is, that beast that used to play at Georgia, Brock Bowers. Now, of course, they got Michael Myers down there already at tight end. I didn't really understand why the Raiders drafted him, because they already got somebody like Myers from Notre Dame. He's a good tight end, productive tight end last year, had a decent rookie year last year. Didn't understand, but hey, maybe they looking at the what the new Patriots did with the 2-man tight end and try to run something. But to me, you probably should have drafted a quarterback. truth be told, but that's a different story. I'm not gonna bet on that. Jay, I know you like.
I got a question. Hey, who was still available when the Raiders were picking? Because I think by that time all the quarterbacks were taken up.
Well, the Raiders picked at 13th.
Because we picked Bo Nix. That was the sixth quarterback taken off the board.
Moved up. I think
and that was the last quarterback taken.
That was the last quarterback.
Yeah.
And so, like everybody else, they could have moved up.
Yeah, because Michael Penix was sitting right there, and because Atlanta moved up, right? Didn't Atlanta move up?
Yeah, they went to 8 and got Penix. I think that's what threw the whole. I think that threw the whole draft off, or that opening first round when they did that, because they already had Kirk Cousins signed, and for them to move up to snatch him, I think.
Yeah, nobody thought that they would do that when you just got Cousins to $125 million contract. Well, he got $125 million bonus. He got $180-something million as far as his deal. Nobody's seen that coming. Yeah. Nobody. And truth be told, I didn't think Michael Penix was going to go in the first round. Well, let me say this: not only Michael Penix to go in the first round. I didn't think Bo Nix was going to go in the first round. To me, he's a second round quarterback. Mm-hmm. Now, Jay, I know you sit there and say, well, what he did at Oregon. Okay, cool. He shined at Oregon. Just like every quarterback that goes to Oregon, they shine. I remember the dude at Auburn, and he looked like ass. He looked like ass at Auburn. Even with his daddy as offensive coordinator and a coach, and it was coaching him, he looked like ass. And he had to get up out of there because his daddy got fired. He said, I got to get up through. I don't know if you've seen a video I clipped for him, and I talked about it. Look, I think he's got a lot of potential. I think Peyton is a great coach, and he usually does well with his quarterback. So I think he's got his work cut out for him. I'm not impressed with the receivers core that he has, other than Sutton. Who do you have? I mean, thank goodness you got Williams, and I think it was that the other.
We got the guy. We got the young guy from Notre Dame, Estime.
No, I'm talking about your running back, though. Your other running back,
McLaughlin.
I like them too. That Williams and McLaughlin combination. The Sutton, I like him. Tight end is left to be desired. Like I think you're saying the other receivers. Who? What's his name?
We got Marvin Mims. We picked him up in the second round last year. We also picked up Troy Franklin in the draft in the third round. Then we also got Reynolds from the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, see, these are a bunch of bodies. That's so. My man Jay just named a bunch of bodies because I have no idea about these guys. I don't know if they're gonna be a factor.
I mean, when Sean Payton was with the Saints, he had Marcus Colston and a bunch of bodies. He had what's the guy's name? Thomas and a bunch of bodies. So it's about the system. More about the system with him.
He had some good guys now. He had, remember that guy that I can't think of his name, big receiver. They used to have him at tight end. I'll list him as a tight end at one time.
Jimmy Graham?
No, not Jimmy Graham. Starts with an M. Damn, what was that receiver's name? Damn, I can't think of his name. It'll come to me later, I'm sure. I can't think of his name.
But also a sleeper that people aren't talking about is that who's that receiver that the Jaguars picked up in the first round? Was it Brian Thomas?
Yeah.
No,
Brian.
Yeah. Was it Brian Thomas?
LSU.
Brian Thomas. Yeah. And I think him and Trevor Lawrence can make some serious magic together.
He's gonna need some receivers help because I don't know, is Christian Kirk, I mean, is he gonna be a factor? I think Evan Ingram's gonna be the lead receiver for the Jaguars this year. You would think it would be Chris Kirk now that Calvin Ridley's gone, but I don't know. Yeah. Brian Thomas Jr. I wasn't impressed with him at LSU. It was always Malik Labus, even though Thomas was a bigger receiver. You know what I'm saying? And probably should have got more shine, but his ability to hold on to balls, that's what concerns me with him.
I would have said Malik Neighbors easily for offensive rookie of the year because he's a beast, but the quarterback play in New York is atrocious.
Yeah. So let me ask you this last question, and if any one of you guys got to go, I understand. But my last question is, what team do you like outside of your own personal team? What team do you like in the NFL this year that you can see making a lot of noise. So I'm gonna go first because I don't want you guys to steal my team, because y'all seem like y'all would be doing that, stealing my team. So my team is that I like outside of the Chicago Bears, and that is Atlanta Falcons. I did a video on it. I like what they've done as far as their defense. They got your boy Simmons from Denver. I like Matt Judon add to the defensive end. They needed a pass rush, and it helped out. The defense was already pretty good because they had TJ just signed a new deal. So now they got the cornerback solidified. The defensive end has been solidified. I like that they got some good linebackers as well. As far as the offense, I like Kyle Pitts, and I think he's going to be successful. Now when Kyle Pitts had the opportunity to play against with Matt Ryan, he had good stats. But when you had guys like what you had last year, that quarterback from Cincinnati, it didn't help. You got the quarterback I think they just traded away not too long ago. I think he was at Minnesota.
Desmond Ritter? You talking about Desmond Ritter?
Desmond Ritter, yeah, they got him up out of here. He's a quarterback from Cincinnati. But there's another one they got from Hickens.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke. Terrible. So you got a quarterback like that to throw to you. Kyle Pitts, you're not going to be successful. So I think he has a lot of potential, and I think he's going to be successful with the addition of Kirk Cousins. He loves to use the tight end. He utilizes him pretty well. And then, they did hire old former Darnell Mooney, one of Chicago Bears' old cast off. So I think that really helped the receiving core. So that they got a lot of pieces that I like that I've seen, and that division is terrible as a whole. You got Carolina, you got New Orleans, you got Tampa Bay. That division is very winnable. Could have won it last year. Could have beat out Tampa Bay. The winner of the division end up going to 9-8. More than likely, I think Tampa's going to probably end up with the same record, but I think Atlanta's going to overtake them with 10-7. So I like Atlanta as a team other than my team. So go ahead, Jay.
I'm going to surprise people with this, but I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals. The reason why I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals is Kyler Murray's healthy. They drafted Marvin Harrison Jr. in the first round. And I think that defensive coordinator or that new head coach, he's got the eyes of the team. And also you got to think the Cardinals came on strong the last few games of last year. They came on strong. And I think if Kyler Murray can stay healthy, I'm not saying they're gonna win the division or anything, but I think they can get at least 9-8. That'll be a huge jump for them, and I think that whole team is going to go in the right direction. So I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals.
Brother Zeus, what you got for us, brother?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. Into it we trust, man. The Dolphins, they're scary. They're scary. They've always been scary. That boy Tua threw for, I think, 4,600 yards last year. Nice, right? I think that whole team is well put together to go deep in the playoffs this year. They just look like they're going to be a fun bunch. Madden 25, I'm going to be using the Dolphins. Of course, I'm going to be using my Raiders, but, it is what it is. So, that's my answer right there.
Brother Benny, what you got?
Honestly, guys, I got to pick the Jets. I'm sorry. I mean, Aaron, again, that's a lot of ifs, but Aaron is the difference maker. They went 7-10. With all that dysfunction from game one, they went 7-10. You add Aaron to the mix, you're going to flip it to at least 10-7 and higher than that. They will be competing in the division this year because I don't think Buffalo did a whole heck of a lot to improve this year. And Miami, again, wait until the cold weather and see how that plays out. If Rodgers is in the division at that time, I'm not sold that Miami did a whole lot to improve. I think they kind of shored up by re-signing to it and certainly re-signing their wide receiver there. But I didn't see a huge improvement. But Rodgers, and again, I know it's a big if, but if he's going to play a good 15, 16 game season, they're in the hunt for the East Division. That's just, he may waffle in the playoffs, but you put Aaron Rodgers on any team, that's a 12-win team. I mean, I'm sorry, he's just that talented. Views or no views, or whether he's immunized or not, all the drama he brings off the field. But I mean, the guy, you could just tell when I saw the Jets on Hard Knocks last year, it's just different. When he's your QB, and he's got some nice weapons in New York to throw to, and that defense is going to be, I think, relatively consistent. Again, they wouldn't have had 7 wins last year if it wasn't. So I got to pick the Jets, man, to really break out, and they're going to be scary with Rodgers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, look, I can't disagree. Because, like I said, like last year, I expected a lot from him until the injury of Aaron Rodgers.
First play. We didn't even get a taste of it.
No, we didn't. And so, with the opportunity that he has, with the defense that they're gonna present, the offense he's gonna have with Hall and Wilson. I mean, he's got weapons.
Yeah.
He's definitely got some weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Should be successful. That division, I can't say it's wide open. Well, I don't know. I guess.
Well, I mean, New England, they're going to be in the bottom. I mean, New England's not going anywhere. I mean, 5-6 wins this year. But those 3 teams at the top, again, yeah. And it come December. Tell me about Miami in December. Come see me in December and see how they're going to play. That's their kryptonite right there. Once it drops below 50 degrees, so I'm just saying. Yeah.
I mean, what would they end up? 0-7 when it's 40 degrees or below?
Some crazy number like that. Yeah,
they have to win the division so they get a home playoff game.
Yeah, but they got to get like a fast start, get out 7-2, 8-1, or something like that, and just try to hang on until the season's over.
Jesus Christ, that's man, I couldn't imagine sitting and say, man, I'm 0-7, and when it's 40 degrees lower. But the dude, let me say this: that's 90% of your division.
Yeah,
you the only one with a team in your division. You ain't got no choice with that kind
I'm
of
just saying that when they beat Denver, 70? They put 70 on the board. What that was September? When was that? That was early in the season. Right?
That was like late September.
Yeah, it was in the first. Yeah, so that weather's nice.
Yeah,
but on the other side, it's a different story.
That's true. And,
yeah.
I mean, like I said, that's been our Achilles heel.
Yeah, and then you're going to add Rodgers. That's going to take a couple wins off the board, off of Buffalo and Miami, off the rip, right, just right then and there. So again, I think the Jets. I can't go against Rodgers in any division if he's going to be in it. Let's say playoffs. Come see me then. He tends to wilt a little bit, but not in the regular season. That's. It's hard not to give him 12 wins on any team that he's on.
For sure, man. For sure. Guys, look, I appreciate you guys being here, man.
This is fun. I appreciate the invite. Thanks for having us on, man.
We had to chop it up, man. It's football season, man. It's Thursday.
Yes,
it kicks off Thursday, man.
Yes,
NFL kicks off. It's fun. I love it. I mean, I play fantasy football. That takes it up to a whole new level. Because we're playing fantasy football, it makes you have a level of appreciation from every team, not just your team. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So that alone right there, it really puts it up to that next level. So I can't wait to really enjoy the season on Thursday, man. That's a hell of a matchup between the Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, the NFL got it right with that one. I promise you, they got it right with that one. So definitely looking forward to watching that game, man. Can't wait. So, Brother Ben, I appreciate you being. I think the other guys had to go.
I appreciated the opportunity, and I must say, Hank, certainly from the bottom of my heart, congratulations, and just wishing nothing but happiness from this day forward, brother. God bless you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Brother Ben. I appreciate you coming through, and thank you for the well wishes, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna catch
You
up
have a
with
good
you.
night. Yes, sir.
You too. Right on, guys. Man, it's been another successful show. Had a great time. Talking about sports. NFL season here, guys. It's here, guys. We there. We days away I remember when we had the draft going on, man, it's like, oh, God, we got about 5 more months before we get to the NFL game. But guess what? Can't say that no more. It's here. We only got to wait till Thursday, guys, and we're going to get football back at it again. And with that being said, guys, I appreciate every individual up here. I appreciate my man Taylor for coming through, man. I appreciate the collab that we're doing. Shout out to that guy. I appreciate Brother Bennett, Brother Jay, Brother Zeus, Brother King coming up. And for everybody who's in the chat, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being here. I even appreciate this person. I even appreciate Travel One. She says, greetings, Mr. and Mrs. Hink. Right on. Guys really don't know what she's talking about. Me and the lady got married on Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. We was married. I said I do. I made that commitment again. It was tough to get back in the field because I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know if I had it in me. But there was a high power saying, Hink, you can do it. I believe in you. And so I jumped the broom again, and I made that woman my wife. Shout out to Mrs. Hinkle. Shout out to her for being a great woman. And shout out for me for blessing her with my last name. Guys, with that being said, man, hey, glad you are able to join me. Glad you are able to hang out with me. And whoever your team is, I will hope you win every game. Unless your name is Matthew and you like them raggedy ass Minnesota Vikings. Are you a Green Bay fan like some of these guys around here? Are you a Detroit fan like my man Jordan? I don't want you to win a damn game. Go 0-17 for all I care. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you being here. Shout out to you. Shout out to my man, Brother Willen. He said, congrats on making it official. I know that's right. But, guys, I just want to thank you for being here. And again, if you hadn't had the opportunity to be a subscriber to the new channel, the NFL Roundtable, take the opportunity. As soon as we end this live, take the opportunity to hit that button. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you drop a comment. Let me know what your thoughts is. Again, when we doing the roundtable, strictly football, strictly football, strictly football. That's all we're going to talk. No tennis, Travel One. Strictly football over there. And we're going to have fun with it. Guys, we're not only going to talk about NFL. We're going to touch on college too, but it's going to be all football all the time. So, guys, I can't wait to continue to make sure I drop videos over. My man Taylor's over there dropping videos. He's dropping about his team in the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm dropping about any other NFL team out there. Now, look, I ain't going to picture host Taylor like that. Taylor's going to drop about other NFL teams. Please believe you me. He's going to drop about other NFL teams. But guess what? His favorite team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Please believe he's going to let you know everything and all things about the Kansas City Chiefs. And, guys, we're going to touch about football. We're going to continue to talk about football as we continue to build that channel where we're going to continue to do it. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and y'all make a comment. Drop a comment. Let us know what y'all think about the channel. Let me know what you think about it and how we can improve. Let me know what y'all think about and ways what we could talk about when it comes to football. Is there some things that you don't like? Or, hey, it might be some play calls this weekend you don't like. Or you feel like the refs didn't do you bad. I did you bad. I cheated you out of the game. Drop a comment over it, please. And we're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. So I can't wait to do that for you guys. I can't wait to continue to build and grow. And, guys, like I said, if you don't like the opportunity, if you're not always able to watch the video and see this beautiful, handsome mug, you can hear my sexy voice. You can hear my voice. You know how you can hear my voice? Well, you can subscribe to the audio. You can hear me on iHeart. You can hear me on Apple Podcasts, Apple Music. You can hear me on Spotify. And you can hear me talk. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you like what I got to say. At least sometime. As long as I ain't talking about your team, I'm sure you do. But guys, make sure you go over and subscribe to that, dude. Check that out, man. Take the opportunity to check that out. With that being said, guys, I'm glad you was here tonight. I appreciate you. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Right on. I'll see you.